Hey guys, thank you for checking into my channel. This is a vlog of my trip home from Siargao, Philippines, all the way to Toronto, Canada in September of 2020 during a pandemic. This is a little window into what it's like at the airport, as well as if you happen to be stuck in the Philippines, this should give you an idea of some of the documents that you need in order to get to your home country. Quick recap. My name is Andrew Packer. I'm a stand-up comedian. In December of last year, I started a comedy tour through Southeast Asia with my fiance. I proposed to her on a mountain in Malaysia. I had to use this really dinky little ring that I got from a corner store. I had a real ring sitting here in Canada for her, but I proposed to her with that. She said yes to the $2 ring. It was a cliffside and I proposed there. We hiked up there. It was beautiful. Honestly, I recommend it. If you're ever going to propose, guys in here, that's the place to propose. It's a great spot because you hike in this like beautiful nature. It's secluded. It's picturesque. And if she says no, maybe she slips. Maybe she decides to take the fast way down. She's like, I don't know, she was an adventurer. We were in love, so sad. We continued the tour into Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, into Vietnam. Once we got to the Philippines, we spent a week in Manila and then went over to Siargao. That's when the world shut down. 1 week that we were supposed to spend in Siargao turned into 6 months. After 2 months of lockdown, restrictions started to loosen, and it was amazing. We fell in love with Siargao, see all the people and the friends we made. The activities on this island are insane, so much fun. We learned how to surf, spearfish, helped out at a school. We had our own lechon party. Also, I bought a machete, which I absolutely fell in love with. Machete's always such like an intense thing to everybody, but never realized how useful this tool could be. Because I fell in love with my machete, I decided I needed to take it home. Here's the plan. We're gonna be getting a tuk-tuk at 4 a.m. to take us from General Luna to Dapa, where we're catching our ferry from Siargao to Siargao City. Then we're getting in a private van to take us to Butuan, which is where the airport is that takes us to Manila. After a day and a half in Manila, we're catching our flight to Tokyo, 2-hour layover to Vancouver, and another hour layover to Toronto. Let's see how it goes. It's too early for this. First time it did not record. Here we go again, 4 a.m. We have slept an hour. So far, so good. Made it to Siargao City. We came up on this checkpoint on our way to Butuan, and I was worried. There was a big lineup, and it was the heat of the day. We had to stand outside, but it ended up only taking like 15 minutes, and then we were back on our way to Butuan. We got there super early, so we killed some time in this mall and then got a taxi to the airport. Entering the airport. Now we're at our gate. Unfortunately, they took my lighter. That's the first casualty of the trip. Lighter is gone, but luckily my machete is still there. I guess they were scared about the lighter, but luckily not that. Hopefully our flight takes off in like an hour. We'll be on our way to Manila. See this stream of light? It kind of looks like one of those overexposed photos, but no, this is just what traffic in Manila looks like. All right, we're back in the city. We're here in Manila. We got here last night. Let's just go through the documents we had to secure. First thing we got was the medical certificate. You get checked by a doctor.
It happened so fast, the medical certificate, because I read the certificate, said I got examined by a doctor, and I don't remember that happening. I was like, wow, they're good. She must have seen me right through the cement wall. She scanned me. She's like, he's good. Get him through right now. Get him through. We're not fucking around here in the Philippines. We got that high technology. You're through.
After that, we had to get permission to leave from our barangay captain, permission from the mayor, gave us those two documents, chief of police, and get travel authority. We had to also get this rapid test.
Everyone I've talked to about the rapid test, they're like, yeah, it's not that accurate. I was like, it's gotta be kinda accurate, doesn't it? Every single person. Nah, it's 50-50. I said, what's the rapid test? Is it just flipping a coin? Just flip. Tails. Oh, you have COVID. Surely there's some mistake. No, it can't be possible. Do it again. Okay. Tails again. Oh, you've got super COVID. Oh, shit, dude.
If everything comes back negative, you get secured with this beautiful document that says you are allowed to leave and go to Manila and that you won't have to now spend 14 days in quarantine. The first security check into the airport, weirdly enough, they did need a rapid test, a medical certificate they were also checking if you had, but the rapid test that said we're COVID negative worked out perfect. So we made it through, we just dropped our bags, and now international departures, immigration. We had to pay a huge lump sum because we're 5 months over on the visa, so we had to pay for the extension, and then there was an additional fee even though there was COVID. We appealed, and then we're unsuccessful. And now the airport's trying to kill me. I have to say, immigration in the Philippines, some of the friendliest people of any immigration that I've ever dealt with.
When I got to the border of the Philippines, I had such a weird situation because my fiancée, she goes through, and then I'm up next. So you have to go one by one. And then I get to the border, and he's like, are you traveling alone? I'm like, no, I'm traveling with my fiancée. He's like, oh, okay. When did you propose? So this got personal fast. This really got personal right now. It's like 2 months ago. He's like, oh, okay. What'd she say? It's like, she said yes. She said yes. He's like, oh. Well, that's nice. Welcome to the Philippines. It was such a long pause. I thought, like, during it, was he just, like, waiting for an invite to the wedding? He's just waiting for it? Like, I don't just do border security, I do wedding security, too.
I do love how empty the airport is. I mean, that's obviously COVID, terrible, everything, right? But it does feel a little bit like VIP treatment in the airport because it's empty, no lines through security. Literally everything people complain about in airports is smoothed right out. Too much time at the lounge, we gotta run. It's crazy, this is the airport right now because you can see the two people that are missing from the flight from a distance. We had 14 different attendants waving us through. Felt like we were on a VIP race. One of them should have been carrying water for me to grab along the way. Just toss it back as we ran in. As long as these are open, I mean, could be back to where we belong. Huzzah!
Fasten the buckles and tighten the straps.
Plane I'm on, there's always like a kid that's crying at the top of his lungs. I'm on the plane, I hear this kid crying. First hour goes by, I'm like, oh man, it's really tough to be those parents, man. That's really tough. Tough deal. Those poor parents. A couple hours go by, the thoughts start changing. They start becoming like, could I possibly like blame turbulence as the reason I knocked this kid out right now? Could I possibly just drop an elbow and just get high fives on the way back to my seat? I'm done with this kid, man. But you can't be violent. You can't do that. You can't. What you can do is compete with the child. Because he's crying at the top of his lungs, but if he's crying about dumb shit, he's crying like, wah, I'm hungry, wah, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. You just let out like a little, yeah! That kid will shut up real fast. That kid will look over and be like, oh man, there's a lot more nuance to this whole life thing.
I made it to Tokyo. So every single flight looks like it's canceled. Except for ours. Feels like it feels when you show up at like 3:30 in the morning. Everything's closed. But it's not 3:30, it's 6 p.m. We still have a few months left on our lounge access. My first time was in a lounge, I was astounded, and now I couldn't be more excited. Now we have a lounge during COVID times, so we'll see what it's like. Maybe they don't have as many options, but we'll find out. We'll find out soon. This is only my second time in a lounge like this, and I am way too excited about it. Everything is complimentary and unlimited. Just some appetizers while my ramen gets delivered. Absolutely love it. Tokyo is the best airport. Not that I've been to every airport. I hear Korea is amazing too, but Tokyo, well done. Tokyo flight to Vancouver now. Bye-bye, Tokyo. I love you. Mainly your lounge, but one day we'll meet. All Nippon Airlines has by far the best emergency procedures video I've ever seen. It has all of their actors wearing full Japanese kimonos and attire. It's eye-grabbing, captivating. I'd watch it even again if they'd let me. It's really good, and despite having seen it multiple times, each time I'm willing to watch it. And they didn't pay me for this. All Nippon, Japan, Tokyo, the whole thing. Loved the whole thing. Can't wait to visit Tokyo one day. I feel like we'd get along great.
More air. Blow into the tube.
We're back in home turf, Canada, Vancouver, for 10 months out of the country. I just heard the border security guy go, "Don't you know, eh?" And oh man, my heart just leaped a few beats. Back in Canada. 2 p.m. in the airport, some guy just said sorry to us and really didn't need to. This is Canada, we're back. Little Canadian tuxedo right there. Starting to feel like the face shield memo never made it to Canada, because we're the only ones with face shield. Last flight of the journey to Toronto. We finally made it after 23 hours from the Philippines. Pretty smooth trip. You can recommend travel in September 2020. Empty airports, and you get lucky like us. No hiccups, no speed bumps. Hello, family.
You guys.
Oh, this is something very, very important. All right, awesome. It's fitting that you're holding flowers at this time.
It's so big.
I had a real ring sitting here in Canada for her. Oh,
I just backdrop.
thank you for bringing it.
I can't see your expression.
You said yes.
Oh, is that what she said?
Oh, this is a great outfit.
Thank you guys so much for checking out my comedy passport vlog. I'll have more videos coming out soon, so be sure to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. I'll be sure to reply. And to play us out, here's a hand sanitizing montage from the trip.